Are live. We did it. Let me just move this into view. See my little pile of tools here. It's a fro and some mallets. I actually just realized today I took a chunk off of this mallet, this beautiful mallet. I did just realize that you will be looking straight at my feet this entire time. And also, if you ever, I can't give you a hand, but if you ever need a leg, I got your back, okay? Alright, let's get into this. We got, I started this sledgehammer a long time ago. Let's finish this damn thing. All right. Surely not. What's up, buddy? It's actually looking pretty good. I'll show you what I based it on. It's pretty close. You can see right here it's still thinner. So I might be more than, oh, Kurt. Morning, mate. You got the best timing, man. I'm just about to head to work. I miss him every time. Mr. Two Bear, is Mr. Two Bears here? I don't see Two Bears. Yeah, sorry about that. Man, this is hard to do. I'm having trouble reading this while doing this work. Maybe I could figure out a different camera angle. Let's see if I could do this. So this is just a little hickory sledge handle that I've needed to replace for a while. This is like my favorite riving sledge, so let's get this done so I can get some more riving done. See how much, I don't know if you can see, you see how much tongue I got there. Kurt, why you have to trick me, man? Okay, well, how can I figure this out? I should have probably checked a few more of my, I should have dotted my I's a little bit before this, but you know, I have 20/20 vision, so I don't need to mess with my eyes that bad. Alright, let's see what that, what's up, Raw Axis? Good, by the way, the feet, the belly, you guys are in for a real lack of a treat here. Alright, so I said that I need to thin a little bit here. The reason why I'm copying this handle is it's just a really great handle. This vintage one, but it's broken. How well can you guys see, by the way? Because on my screen it doesn't look that good. It looks kind of like overexposed, and it's kind of hard to see this far away. Can you guys see like much of the crack? I mean the split right here. Speaking of Brian Two Bears, that's what happened to his Timber Pilot. He had a similar kind of breakout. Okay. Oh, there he is. What's up, Brian Two Bears? Yeah, I was just mentioning your split out of your handle. That was really impressive that you kept using the handle after that. Funny enough, it looks like someone kept using this one because it's really smooth. Like their hands have gone over it like a bunch of times. I'm sure they got splinters though because it's kind of treacherous. Anyway, yeah, so we got two handles, one old one that I'm making now. And the reason why I'm copying it is it has the best taper I've ever felt. For any kind of hammer, sledge, or otherwise. It's just perfectly shaped to my hands. And it makes a lot more sense when there's weight on it. I've actually noticed that. Sure, we could test handles without anything on it, but once you put the weight on it, you feel the balance, and it all kind of makes a lot more sense. So let's take down this dimension here a little. see how much you guys can see. Try to do it like this. So I'm going to go up the grain. I find going up the grain easier for tapers. Just doing one dimension at a time. So let's check our work. Go to the other side. This is definitely the benefit of the vice bench. Damn, I'm thirsty, hold on. I get so emotional about shaping wood. It is a hoof rasp. It's the NRS Save, I think it's called. Save Edge USA. Really great. I've used this so many times and it's still sharp. I still prefer it to the Shinto rasp. So yeah, this is why, this right here, what I'm about to do is why I like the vice bench. I hope I'm loud enough for you guys. Oh yeah, you did get one at my recommendation. Do you use it a lot, Brian? Yeah, this is why I like the vice bench. I can do the whole, as long as there's enough material to hang on to, I can do the whole handle like this. Or at least the whole, you know, this section. What did I miss here? Oh, good to hear you like it, Brian. Excellent. You know, I do kind of speak in absolutes sometimes. I say this thing is better, you know. I say the Fairy rasp is better than the Shinto rasp. But, you know, tools have their place. I'm sure people like this more when they're instrument makers, you know, than, say, handle makers. Or, you know, there's certain timbers that work better with this. I like the Shinto, but you have to be careful. Exactly, you have to be careful with the edges because it'll bite into it, and it'll make a bigger bigger cut than you want, and then you got to go back to a rougher grit to get rid of it. So yeah, that's actually part of the reason why I don't like it. I don't know why I'm so thirsty. Good to hear you're anti-Shinto. Yes, I am. I'm hanging the sledge. We're doing it. One thing about, so the vise is great. I love the vise. I always almost use it. But one thing about using the vise, when you put this on, you're not going to want to be putting it in there anymore, or at least it's a little more cumbersome. I noticed once you put the sledge on the handle, it gets a little easier to shape it without a vise. So just a little thing to look out for. Maybe try it yourself, see what you think. So the stamp is up. So the reason why I know that is because when I stick it in, it's a lot looser than when I stick it in here. You know, I think someone that's more careful would check, you know, would mark the orientation, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to send it where I think it feels right. I still got a lot of shaping to do though. Ooh, it's a little off. Right here is too high and it's not like a smooth taper. Really nice thing about the Farmers, the Farrier rasp, at least this one, is you got this rough, wow, I can barely talk. You got this rough side, I'm having trouble here guys. You got this rough side that takes a lot of material off, and then you got this side which really can smooth something out. I think someone's trying to stop me from spreading this information. They're ruining my throat. This is a big conspiracy here, guys. Yeah, that looks better. And usually, what I'll do is I'll like when I'm abrading a big face, I'll just keep it in the vise, and then when I'm kind of blending each facet, you know, like an octagon into a smooth round, I'll kind of just do it by hand. I'll just hold it. Although I am kind of rounding here as well. Yeah, I am. All right, Kurt. You have a nice one, buddy. Watch out for those Tasmanian devils. Oh yeah, that's starting to feel exactly how I want it. So, a lot of shaping handles is just taking a little material off and then testing how close your fingers are to your palm. I mean, it's not really rocket science here. And so you can see how delicate it gets right here. And I'm trying to do something similar with this handle, and it's feeling very nice even with these flats. So let's get rid of those flats. We're eyeing it up. We're seeing what's happening here. I can see this side is a little low, but we'll probably be able to get away with that. Oh boy, you can't even see. Let me see what I can do for you guys. All right, there we go. A little better. It's almost like I should move back again, but that doesn't make sense. You see how fast I use this? I really don't mess around. No, I don't pencil a center line, Brian. I just kind of eye it up every now and then. So this is what I'll do. I go like this. I eye it up like gun sights. I actually want to do a video on that. I want to teach, you know, because I remember a time when I didn't know how to eye lumber up and see how straight it is. Let me see if I can kind of... So you just kind of... It's the same as gun sights. There's two portions, so you look at two at a time. You start one close, and then you kind of eye it up. I have no idea how to do this. Oh, there we go. So you keep your eye focused on this, and then as you angle, you see if they line up, and your eye can just kind of tell what's out of whack. Like, you could see this is a little bulging. You can see this isn't exactly even. But it's relatively straight. Yeah, it's pretty straight. So now we're just getting rid of these facets here. It might have taken me a long time to get good at handle making, but it didn't take me a long time to be able to just work wood. And I think probably the best thing for me was harvesting local timber and making my own lumber, and just being able to practice over and over again, just have fun. You know, with like carving spoons and carving spatulas, I think that was really great for my ability, because it just gave me a lot of practice. I didn't care if I broke them. I just wanted to test the limits of the lumber and, you know, learn how to use the hand tools. And you also learn wood. You learn wood big time when you're carving, because it's it becomes very apparent how much you need to know about how to shape wood. Okay, we're feeling pretty good actually. This might actually be thinner. in some places. It doesn't have exactly the same taper, but it's feeling good. Will you unload, wire brush the farrier rasp? Yes, I will. Yeah, that is something I do. Kind of often. Though the thing is, though, Brian, I feel like it's more important if you have really wet lumber, because then it could cause rust. You're not really using a rasp with wet lumber anyway, but still, I like to keep it clean. So yeah, I do that, or I try to do that. So let's do that right now. I just got to move a few things. Yeah, let me show you guys what Mr. Brian is talking about here. The way I like to do this is I go parallel to the teeth. I'm a parallel guy. I think that gets, so a wire brush is literally just, it's called a file card. It's just a wire, a line in the same direction like a regular hairbrush, but this one's matted down. You can see it's kind of like bent. That's just because I'm always going like this. I don't go the opposite with it. So let's try the other way. That's perpendicular to the teeth. You can do a combination of both. A lot of people will say you're actually ruining or you're dulling your teeth when you do this. Now, these are pretty soft pieces of metal here. I'm not too worried about it. And also, this farrier rasp has been in use for years, and it's taken on the hardest timbers that people normally make handles out of. So I'm not too worried about dulling it quickly, because I've been doing this for a long time. All right. Yeah, it actually does help to get rid of that funk in there, because usually where the material will build up, my handle was loose, it felt weird. Usually where the material builds up is where you cut with your rasp. It's the same thing with a file. Wherever the teeth that interact with the metal, around there is where the filings are going to get stuck in there. All right, so we're looking pretty good. I'll show you what I mean by just handling it without the vise. Although it does help to kind of like, let's take these off. It does help to kind of leverage in your vise sometimes. Can you see me? Yeah. Ooh, I ate a little too into that there. Trying to copy. So I'm going up the grain. And like I said before, I really like going up the grain when it comes to using a rasp and trying to taper a handle. So it's slightly thicker, and then it gets thinner and thinner and thinner and thinner until about here is the thinnest, and then it starts building back up again. And the only reason why I'm doing that is because that's what this beautiful handle was like. This really nice vintage sledgehammer handle that I just had to copy. I've never felt one as good as this. And when you're riving and you're smashing in metal on metal, it helps to have a comfortable handle. It's good for you. We're actually to the point where I can probably start smoothing this out. It doesn't need to be perfect. You know, if you ever look at an old handle that someone made, it's not always smooth, and it doesn't really need to be. As long as your axe is aligned with where your hands sit, that's an aligned axe. So it doesn't really matter if there's a little bit of wonkiness to the middle. Let's see what we got here. I use metal files to make my handles smooth. Just got here. I do the same thing, Axeman, Knife Man. I was kind of sick of using sandpaper. Sometimes I like my bigger rasps a little dull over a new rasp. I find the newer rasps tend to dig in a little too much. but that might just be me. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. I guess if you're using a really aggressive, kind of like this cut, you might want it to be a little more dull. But with hickory, I want it to be sharp because hickory is really tough. Whoops! I just went back to the rough cut, but I see a little area where I could round it a little. And at the same time, you know, I'm going to loosen up my pressure. So it'll be a smoother cut anyway because I'm not pushing down hard. Oh, I don't know if you guys could see me. Let me move this back again. All right, there we go. You know, I noticed the last live I did with the books that the screen is reversed, so you couldn't read anything I was showing you. Sorry about that. If you guys want me to link you one of those books, just comment and I'll put it in the description of that video, or however, I'll get it to you though. Sorry about the background noise, by the way. It's almost 100 degrees, so I can't really turn the AC off. I mean, I could, but I'm so fat. I'm like one of those guys in movies where you gotta sit in a pool. You know, it is kind of like what was his name? Star Wars guy, Jabba the Hutt. Does that guy got to sit in a kid's pool? A little embarrassing. Like being that fat, sure. Being a slimy fat guy, all right, fine. But being in a kid's pool, that's rough. No thanks. I saw Jabba the Hutt on my 600-pound life. The doctor was like, "I'm sorry, but you're so fat. You're disgusting." I love how that doctor. Have you guys seen that guy? The Indian doctor that just is truthful with these extremely fat people. The fat person's like, "I don't know what's going on. I haven't been eating," and he's like, "But you are so fat. You must be. It's not magic. You're eating so many calories. You're a balloon." I love that guy. Let's see what I just missed. Same here. We're finally getting a break from the heat tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow's going to be the hottest day in 12 years in my area. So I'm not going to be getting a break, but I'll survive. It's not too bad. I'm a cold weather guy. I like the winter. I think most fat people are cold weather people. You know, I got the extra blubber. What is the blubber for other than winter? This is starting to look good, and I'm just using the rough side, but I'm using really light pressure. And let me show you the shavings coming off. Look at these shavings coming off. Those are big. And they're not like, it's weird. The Shinto rasp almost takes off splinters. It makes your handle splintery, and it kind of takes off really rough. Maybe I'm misremembering. Maybe I should give it a try. Well, they're actually pretty small, so I guess not. We'll give it a go. We'll try the Shinto real quick. I'm using the rough side. I'm using really light pressure. I noticed that one of the lives I did before where I was working on a handle, I kept staring at the camera to see if anybody was saying anything. And I didn't think, I'm pretty sure it's happening again. I didn't think that the camera could see my face looking while I'm working, because I'm able to look up while I'm doing this. And it looked really creepy. I just kept, if it was a woman, she would be like, "Call the police, this guy's creep." If the camera was a woman. How's the sound, guys? Can you guys hear me well? Oh, thank God you can't see my face. I mean, sorry, not God. Thank me for not screwing up this time. Yeah, I try to be respectful of people. I don't. It's not my thing, but other people truly believe in certain things. I don't want to disrespect that. I'm preaching to the choir, but yeah, you get what I mean. Maybe when I was a younger man, I'd be a little more disrespectful, but in general, about everything, I try to be a little more respectful now. I'm old. I understand the world a little more. There's really no reason to be disrespectful. And honestly, the disrespect in government and the disrespect like in how the world is run, it kind of is like a microcosm. You know, people talk about the inner city, and they're like, you know, these gang wars and stuff. But like, that's how the whole world works. Everybody's in a gang war. Why would they stop their gang war? I don't know. Not a fun subject, but at least I talked about how I was creepy and staring at the camera last time. This is pretty close to done. It isn't that bad. You know, it is nice that it's light. As goes the home, so goes the world. Yeah, that's very true. That's a good phrase. I like that. You know, it's kind of similar, like how you do one thing, you do everything. Now, I don't believe in that at all times, but how, you know, how humans act in a small group, we also act in a large group. This is looking good. Killinger likes the Shinto? I'm almost 100% positive. I saw a fairy rasp on Killinger's videos, and he also was using, you might not be able to see it, but it's right here. I also got the jaw horses from Killinger. I got the idea to get one. I use this for, oh, I almost just dropped my moonshine that's actually water. That makes sense, Brian. Of course he has both. The only thing I use the jaw horse for, though, is just punching handles out of axes, pretty much. Now I have this, which is much better for making handles. Okay, let's try the smooth side. And then I'll judge again, because I haven't done this in a while. And hickory can be pretty tough. You'll want to try a couple of tools when it comes to hickory. Let's see, is it splintery? I wouldn't say it's splintery, but oh wow, I made it really thin. I'll show you. No, it's pretty nice. Oh, it's someone's birthday? Raw axes? I just turned 53 today. There is nothing you can do to hurt my feelings. Oh, are you talking about me being disrespectful, raw axes? Yeah, you know, I don't get too offended either. But it doesn't mean I'm not gonna like disagree with someone verbally. But yeah, I tend to not be. You know, if someone calls me fat, I'm like, I call myself fat. Why would I care about that? Yeah, happy birthday, man. 53. You made it. You made it to 53. What do you guys think about celebrating just the birthing day? Is that goofy to just celebrate the day you're birthed? Or like, we can celebrate all throughout the year? I don't know. I guess it's kind of like it's one of those traditions about, you know, it's kind of more about your mom. Your mom birthed you on this day. I didn't do anything that day. I just was presented to the world on that day. Have you tried the file on nail clippers? Pairs well with the workshop Pairs well with the workshop sandals. I don't think I have. It's really small. I'll show you. Let me show you guys something. I got something for you. You want to talk about files? Check this one out. Really fine teeth. You can't even see them, can you? Really fine teeth. I know it's rusting. I haven't used it in a little while. This is turning out really nice. I actually I'm very pleased with where this is going. Let's see, did I miss anything? Yeah, birthdays are more for the mother, you know. Thanks, Mom. Thank you, Mother. But I guess it's also kind of like, it's the anniversary of you being alive, so it's kind of significant for you to. Accent tool, it depends on the quality of the nail clippers as to the quality of its file. Yeah, they're more for actual nails. But let's be honest, we use all kinds of files and all kinds of tools that aren't specifically designed for the task we use them for. No, I haven't tried it though. I've used the file in like a multi-tool, like like a Leatherman multi-tool. Those are usually not too great. I find they wear out pretty quick. You know what? I do like how light this is. I will say that compared to the Farrier Rasp, it is nice to have a light tool right now. Yeah, it feels good. Oops, I just went back to the rough side. It's just, you're never going to get as smooth. You're never going to get as smooth of a finish with the Shinto Rasp as you will with the smooth side of the Farrier. At least I don't think so. I guess we'll find out in a sec. Yeah, I tend to say things in absolutes, and that's a mistake that I make a lot of the times. But also, it's the way social media works. People want you to give them a definitive answer, and that's like a catchy title or a thumbnail, like, hey, this is how it goes. This is how this is. There's no other way. I found the best axe ever, or this is the best axe, So if I do that, just kind of, actually Brian Tubera says absolutely. He's very good at not doing that. I feel like you're pretty careful with things like that. And I'm not so careful with things like that. I try not to do it as a manipulator. I'm not like trying to get views. I just am excited about something sometimes, and I'll kind of exaggerate, or I'll forget about the other possibilities sometimes. You guys have any new axes coming along? Any new tools you're making? I love the new Timber Pilot, Mr. Brian. That thing is looking very nice. I don't know, does it just look a lot better because of the bevels? It looks really good. I'm loving that thing. So yeah, I don't draw a center line, but as you can see, I keep eyeing it up. That's what I'm doing with my eyes. I'm looking down and I'm sighting it, I'm angling it so I can see if this point meets up with all the points. And then I'm seeing if there's extra wood on each side. It's really not that hard to do things without a center line. When you do like utensil carving, it'll help with transferable skills because you're always eyeing it up. At least the way I did things. All right, let's see how smooth this is. Yeah, that's about, on a belt sander, it's like, See, belt sanders don't leave like loose kind of waste like a Shinto Rasp. So, but maybe a 36 grit belt, maybe not. Maybe in between 36 and 60. It's not bad. I could use it as is. I just wouldn't want to. All right, so now let's smooth it with this. And you can just hear the difference in the noise. Noise will tell you how your tool is interacting with the wood. And you can hear how smooth it sounds. When it starts to like chutter, you could tell, okay, my cut's not going to be very smooth. And that'll happen up here. right here is where it's see that? See it chuttering? I don't know what I'm making up the word chutter. I'm also going up the grain. You can't do this with carving tools like a knife. You can't go up the grain much with a knife. That's why rasps are great for beginners. I'm going to put this back in the vise now. But, you know, I just wanted to show you guys. You don't need a vise to shape this stuff. This is a luxury, big time luxury. So now we're going with the grain. So it's sloping downwards. Very light pressure. You'll actually see the finish start to look nice, start to darken. Let's see what I missed. Working on an LL Tassie on a 34-inch ash handle. I had to repair the pole on it, but you will never know when I'm done. Yeah, I haven't had a Tassie that's broken yet, but that's really common. It seems like those really tiny little poles. They're fragile. The Farrier rasp weight keeps the stroke of the plane more true. That makes sense. It's just like a hand plane. You know, a lot of people. You know what's actually funny about that is I was listening to Rex Kruger, and he likes the old planes because they're lighter, the wooden planes. But like with Stanley, the heavier it is, the more we think it kind of will glide through. I think there is something to that. Can you guys see the color darkening? I don't know if you can, but it's already happening. You can see the angle I'm taking with the Farrier rasp. That's just me trying to find the smoothest way to do it. All right, now we flip it. Anne of all trades had such a revolutionary thing she said once. I don't know if she was shaping handles or what, but you know, I have trouble with this. So it's about shaping a three-dimensional object. I can't just envision it in my mind and then make it. What she said was work on it one dimension at a time. Brilliant. That is brilliant for me. And that's what I did before, but now I understand, you know, now I have words to it. Really a great little phrase. One dimension at a time, and then blend them all together, kind of like facets, what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even need a file for this. It's so smooth already. Oh yeah, that's looking nice. How many guys have you pinched yourself with the handle of a vise? When you drop it like that and it pinches in there? I'm always trying to avoid it, but it always happens like every couple months. It's funny. So look at that. That's Mr. Brian was asking about clearing with a file card. These are kind of wispy shavings. They're not really a big problem. They're just falling off. I don't know if you can see that. Like if I knock them, they're almost all gone. But we'll take a file card to it anyway, just to make it easier on us. You know what I just noticed? There's a single cut part of this right here. See that? Just for a little bit, there's a single cut. Same with on the bottom here. Let's try to use that. That'll probably be smoother. Actually, you know what? I do use it. Can you see that? Right there. That's the single cut, and that's a shaving in there. So I do use that. That makes sense because that's what's making it really smooth, the single cut right there. Oh yeah. Beautiful. So what are you putting that Tassie on the 34-inch handle for? Is that a splitting axe? I'm going to show you guys the difference. I just cut into it a little. But remember, this is a tool, and so it doesn't need to look perfect. It just has to be smooth so I can't get splinters. All right, let's show you the difference here. So this right here, let me get a light. This right here, oh dang, is it too bright? I can't tell. A little over 4 pounds. Yeah, nice. Yeah, as for splitting axes, you know, Tazzies can be pretty nice. That's why Buck and Billy Ray likes them. So look at this, and then compare it to here. Can you guys see? Oh yeah, you could see that. That's the angle. Look how smooth it is compared to here. I could probably like burnish this just with my hands. All right, let's get this smoothed up, and we'll start the kerf cutting process. I'm not going to go too crazy with this. You can always smooth it out later. It's wood. That's the great thing about wood, is that you can redo it anytime you want. All right. Now we got to do this. What's the handle for? Late to the party. We got a 6-pound sledgehammer from Plum. Beautiful little Plum 6-pounder that came on the best handle I've ever felt for a sledgehammer. So I'm trying to copy it. And this is a long time in the making. I should have finished this project a long time ago. I just haven't used. I just haven't done any riving in a while. Oh yeah. So it looks weird, but you know, you're always kind of rubbing your handle to see where there's spots that need to be smoothed out or taken care of. And you know, a blind person could kind of shape a handle. You know, I'm feeling for indents and, you know, surpluses of material with my hands as well. It wouldn't be easy for a blind person to do a handle, but you know, they could do it. I was basically blind when I first started making handles. I was that bad. I was really bad. Let me show you. This is this is an early handle, and just look. This is a hatchet, but and look at that. I tried to make it so it doesn't crack with these holes with the cross wedge. I never do cross wedges anymore because it definitely can crack your handle. Just a wonky. Everything about this is wonky. There is some flair to the handle, but it's just not good. Very square. And look, there's no upsweep. Compared to something like this, which is not even that old of a handle, and it's just a lot better. This is a vintage handle. It's probably from the 80s. So it's not amazing, but you know, better than nothing. Here's another house axe handle. Ooh, that one's nice. See how it goes so it goes down, 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 and then back up. This one's kind of subtle, but it does do it. And then it does have some flair too. It has a little bit of flair. All right. I think we can get started on the actual hanging process now. It's a little wonky. It's not perfectly smooth, but Actually, let me just get this. You can hear the noise. When I'm not smoothing it perfectly, you can hear the noise. All right, now we're good to go. Let's start shaping this this tongue. So, if you could see the marks, I'm going to give you guys all my secrets because they're not secrets. I want everybody to know how to do this. So if you see this mark, this is the contact. This is where the handle, the head is stopped on the handle. So it's a little bit thicker after that. So I want you guys to focus on, if you guys don't know about this stuff, I want you guys to focus on the material only below where there's contact. And I also want you guys to make sure that there's actually a surplus of material under this contact spot all the way down. So you're not going to get a surprise where there's going to be a gap because there wasn't enough material to actually remove material below that contact. So only the contact. You don't have to be crazy accurate about this stuff. That's the best part about axe restoration or tool handle making. I don't measure anything. I mean, like Mr. Brian asked me, I don't even have a center line. Probably the only thing I do is mark the eye right here, but I've already done that. This is hickory. It's a little tough, a little wonky. So if I have any tear out, we'll switch to another tool. This is a spoke shave from the 17 or 1800s by W.H. Reed. I think that's what it says. Not sure if you guys could see it. There used to be a name here too, but it wore off. And actually recently, I use this a lot. Recently this brass plate kind of flipped up. So I had to hammer it back down. I peened it back down. One thing about removing material below the contact, on the sides, eventually you're going to want to take material off the top of the tongue, because then you could fit more of a wedge in, a fatter wedge. But don't, cross that barrier when you get there. So I just worked on that dimension. Now I switch to this dimension. I'll show you how much material I actually need. That's all I need. That's how far the handle was on, the head was on the handle. Maybe a little bit more, but it's not that much material here. So I don't really need to shape that much of the tongue. I actually don't remove any rust inside of the eye either. I don't really bother with that kind of stuff. Unless there's like big kind of flakes coming off, then I'll clean it up a little. But otherwise, it's completely fine. As long as there's nothing loose, is what I mean. Because all it does is just make it easier to see where the contact is when you're hanging the axe. Maybe do it right before you actually finish the axe, but other than that, not a big issue. What did I miss here? Oh yeah, dude, raw axes, these are great. Brian, did you pick the spoke shave up at a flea market? Yes, I did. I picked this up at my local flea market. And I don't think Mike is on. I didn't see him, but I might be going to his place to show his collection. He's my pal that I met at the flea market. He's helped me a bunch. He's given me a bunch of cool stuff, and I made an axe for him, and so I'm going to give it to him, and we're probably going to check out his some of his collection. But also, he has a really interesting backstory. He used to be a power lifter, and he was really strong. So maybe we could get a little bit of mentality stuff from that. Maybe we'll talk to him about his philosophy. Because I haven't I'm kind of saving it. Hey, what's up, buddy? I don't think I should try to pronounce your name because I took Spanish in high school. Lo Benavente. I don't know why I made that such a big deal. Is your name is not French, is it? Are you the fellow that supplied the axes? Are you the guy that supplied the axes to Urban Lumberjack? Are you the French fellow with the awesome stuff? I don't think you are, but that'd be cool. I mean, it's cool no matter what. Now I'm sounding like I'm not grateful. No, I'm from Guam. Oh, Guam. I don't think I remember. But thank you for showing up, and I'm sorry for big timing you here. Oh, you're not that other guy? No, I'm sorry. That's awesome, though. Are axes used in Guam? Do you guys have an axe culture? That's great. It's really cool how YouTube kind of like is global. We don't really think about it because most of us only communicate with people that speak our language. But you know, there's people that are multilingual in other countries, so I'm guessing you're multilingual. What's the native language of Guam? Did you guys get colonized or something by the Spaniards, or what happened? What happened with Guam? This is feeling really good. It looks a little goofy here, though. No, but I'm now in Florida. Oh, you're in Florida. Oh, okay. Florida is like kind of like Cuba square. I guess it's the opposite of square. So, you know, it's almost not. It's almost like Hawaii, southern, east coast Hawaii. Florida is a separate place from the United States. I hear you guys got good. What do the Cubans call their? It's not cappuccino, espresso. The the little ones. I know you guys love those little tiny coffees. The Cubans, big time. Okay, let's keep going. The only thing about this is when I smash this axe on, it's I'm gonna have to take it over here to remove the handle. So let's try to remove a lot of material before we do that. I'm gonna try to guess. So instead of putting it on 100 times, we're gonna remove a lot of material, and we're gonna try to guess how much needs to go. Dangerous. This is dangerous work. If you're just starting, don't do this. Go slow, and chamfer the end of your handle so it doesn't snap when you're smacking it a bunch of times. Oh, I see there's some tear out right here. Mr. Brian, that Timber Pilot is nice. Isn't it? Man, this Timber Pilot is really nice. Not sure if I've seen a Casterman send out that kind of Timber Pilot before. I probably have, I just don't remember. Another nice thing about hanging an axe is it can be really ugly under where the eye is. Like if you set it on and there's a bunch of like ugly kind of, you cut into it, you carved into it too much, it's hidden. It's okay. As long as it's still integral and the hang is just as good, it doesn't matter what's in there. Kind of like furniture makers. They'll make mistakes sometimes, but it's on the the back side, so it doesn't matter. The customer will never see it. I think I removed too much material right there. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, I just removed a ton of material right here. How can I make that look right? It's okay. It doesn't need to look right. Ooh, this eye might be funky. Oh yeah. So I think this has an hourglass eye, which means the middle is tighter. I think, I might be wrong. No, it looks like I'm right. And there's also some scale in there that isn't rust. It's just like flawed. I don't know if you guys can see. It's right down here. Anyway, so let's take a look. I don't want to smash it down yet. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Really important when you're doing this stuff, move your draw knife out of the way because those edges will get demolished. And this is what this is for. Okay, I'll show you how much we got to go. Put my finger in, that much. Nice little measuring device, isn't it? Oh wow, this is crooked. Okay, so now I see how crooked this is. It's really crooked. I don't know if you guys can see. Let me see if I can figure this out. Well, anyway, it's crooked. It's downwards on this end. So what we could do is we could try to smash it. That's not going to do anything. That's not going to do anything. So now we know that this right here, there's not enough wood. So what we do is we remove more wood from this side, and we don't remove any wood from below the contact on this side. So what I do is I mark it. Whenever I have a side that has a lack of material, I mark it with a pencil. And then if I'm being extra careful, I'll do the other side with an arrow going up. So let me bang this out. That wasn't a big deal. Let me get you guys in here. All right. Okay. There we go. See how nice this is? I really like this little setup. So you can see all these pieces of wood. These are all drifts. This is my main drift for a regular axe. As you can see, it's got that big time mushrooming. This is a broken spatula. So this is what fits in the sledge. This is a piece of American Beech. This is an American Beech handle on this hammer too. You can see this is before I really knew better. I didn't chamfer it and I dropped it and it broke. Beech is a little bit fragile. You do kind of want to be careful when you smash your handle out. It can crack. It can crack on the ground. So I can see that it dips in, and I removed too much material all the way like up to here. So now what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to try to get ahead. We're gonna probably bring this down more than I wanted to now, but that's the nature of not using measurements and being, you know, kind of fast and loose. It's kind of the way I enjoy making stuff. All right. Not a lot of material I need to remove on the sides, but I'm going to get those done first. Okay, so I really don't want to remove anything below the contact. There's not even any contact, and there's not much here either. So it's kind of I have faith that there's enough material below to fix this kind of thing. Just going to hog material off. You can also, so because there's not enough material below here, I can also remove material on the diagonal up here on the other side. You don't want to remove material below, but you can remove material above on the diagonal side. Well, on the other side diagonally. So we'll do that a little bit. Kind of goofy to use a spoke shave for the very end. All right. Let me get the sledge. Things happen fast when you're hanging an axe. Honestly, you know, people think they need power tools. You really don't. All right, so let me just make sure I'm straight. Oh yeah, you guys can see. It doesn't hurt to try to set it straight before you even start banging on it. It really doesn't. And you know, you can also, oh, Urban Lumberjack's here. What's up, Urban Lumberjack? I was just talking about this young fellow from Guam, and I thought he might have been your French axe dealer because his name sounds kind of French to me. Okay, so we're hanging a sledgehammer, the 6-pounder. We copied this really nice vintage handle. I didn't do too bad of a job. It's a little different, but you know, I can always go back and change it. It's not exactly straight as an arrow, but I'll clean it up at a different time. We're just dealing with the sledge not going on straight because I removed a lot of material. All right. Maybe I'll set it right. Oh, you guys can't see. That looks weird. Why does that look so weird? Oh yeah. So now we are looking good. Good to have you here, Urban Lumberjack. So now let's see how straight it is. It's still a little tilted. So it's still a little tilted this way. And I can see what I did. I just removed way too much material right here. I removed too much material from here to here. And you can see that's right on this side. So we'll see how we can fix that. We're fine. The gaps are, there's no gaps. Buenos dias. Good days. Okay, let's go back. You know what I can actually do? I can get rid of this hump a little bit. Because it's not doing anything and I already kind of screwed it up. Oh yeah, Urban Lumberjack, I wanted to talk to you about something. I noticed, so you were using your spoke shave. You had a new, I think you had a new really nice one. And here, let me really get in here. And you were setting it and forgetting it, like that oven. So the way this one works, the blade has to be sticking out a little bit, and then it has to be closed on the other side. And that's how you lock it. I wonder if you should try having it not straight. Now maybe it's not designed the same, but I wonder if you should try. You see what I mean by that? Maybe you should try that. I'd love to hear from all you guys if you have spoke shaves, and if you use that same way of doing things where one side is higher and the other side isn't. That's how you lock it. Because all this is 2 screws. So now they're closed and it won't cut. And you can see the side that gets used because it's more worn. So the way I got it was the same way. The way I got this, that's how they were used. But maybe this is just a less modern. Is it hot where all you guys are? Is everybody hot right now? Ugh. Yeah, it is great. Lives are great. I do enjoy them. And I actually didn't post a video on Sunday, so I don't know. We'll see if I post one this week or if I wait until next Sunday. All right, that's a little more even. It's still funky, but good enough for now. Man, it looks really bad. It looks so bad. It looks really bad. I can always, I mean, that's the least important part of the handle. But maybe I'll just bring the head down far enough where it doesn't matter. I'm going to bang this out off camera. Whoops, I didn't mark which side was lower, but I don't need to. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, so I have to remove material below this. All the material below there I gotta remove. Let's keep going. Yeah, tomorrow's gonna be the hottest day in 12 years. In my area. That's what Google said. It was very ominous. They're trying to freak me out. It doesn't freak me out. I mean, heat is heat. All right. There's no contact. I don't even know what I'm removing. Instead of, so I won't be able to remove any material here, but I will be able to maybe here, like, so instead of just the side, I'll go towards the side that I'm trying to remove material on the side, if that makes sense. Oh yeah, I finally spent the money to get Lie-Nielsen spoke shave. It's amazing. I've heard of the setting iron at an angle for variable cuts. I haven't tried it though. Perfect weather to go swing a new sledgehammer. Yeah, this is good. This is good hard labor in a prison, in a prison camp kind of weather. Now it's looking a little better. I basically just have to move the sledgehammer head down a little further than I was going to. And I did just make it look really ugly. I could have probably changed over to, I could probably go to this rasp now. This thing really gets clogged up. I don't have to move to the rasp, but I will. I actually don't hang anything with a rasp very often. Like the tongue, I don't shake tongues with rasps really. But it's, you know, it's easy, so may as well. Especially when the wood wants to tear out. Oh yeah, we're already looking more even. Thanks for coming in live, guys. I appreciate it. I don't usually get a lot of work done on here. I love distractions. I'd rather talk to people most of the time, but you know, I don't want to be boring. So let's get some work done too. This is very goofy as is. I got wood in my hair. Let me see how straight it's going on. Yeah, that's better. That's nice. Maybe I want to cheat a little. Doesn't it sound like it's going to break? Oh, shoot, you guys can't see. Doesn't it sound like it's going to break? It's kind of a brutal sound. Oh, you heard that? It was more of a thud than kind of a high pitch. That means it's seated. Or I just missed. Let's really bang it on there. Oh yeah. There we go. Now it isn't on straight, so I got to keep doing this. It's not on straight at all. Oh boy. And we're closed up. The gaps are closed, so that means there is enough material to correct it. Because look at all the surplus I have here between my pinched fingers. Oh yeah. I don't know what I'm doing. I have to bang this out. I guess I'll look at it, see what's really going on. So once again, it's low. It's, oh geez, you guys can't even see. So it's low on this side. So when it's low, that means you're missing material below the contact. You're riding your Bowflex? Oh yeah. That's marketing 101, the Bowflex. You know, you're not really a man until you just get your labrums going. I don't know what a labrum is. That could be part of your ass. I don't know. What's up, Rob? All right, let's bang this out. Now, once you get enough tongue, you can stop going to bang the handle out with a drift, and you can just hit it with a hammer, but that's not quite enough, probably. It's loud, isn't it? Look at all this contact. That's nice. That's what you like to see. Now, obviously, you'd rather it don't be, you'd rather it's not crooked, but it's good to see all that contact. Labrum is in the shoulder. Ah, yes, I knew. I was right. I was right with my flexing. My shoulders are screwed up, by the way. They have been for like more than a decade. Oh, you haven't been chopping wood? Is there something going on with you, Robert? I haven't been able to swing much either. I got some self-inflicted problems going on. But it's not too bad. It just sucks not to be able to swing a lot. I don't have timber anyway, though. I've seen videos showing the temper to be very good. Oh, interesting. Brian Two Bears is asking Urban Lumberjack about the Harbor Freight sledge. Is that a Pittsburgh? Is that from Pittsburgh? I know they have the hammers from Pittsburgh. I don't know about the sledge though. I do. It's surprisingly good. 8-pound one, I think. Nice hickory handle came with it. Oh wow! It's not a plastic handle. That's pretty surprising. All right, where do I got to remove material? So I can't remove any material here. I have to remove all my material here. Oh wait. No. Yes. No. Oh man, I'm dumb. I did the opposite here, what I'm supposed to do. I should have been removing material from the top on the side. I'm not trying to remove material below the contact arm. I was doing the opposite. I didn't remove a lot of material. When I was first starting out, it was very confusing for me to understand that. And I just screwed it up again, so that's pretty funny. So I don't want to remove any material below the contact point because this is the side where it's hanging low. So it's tilted, it's a closed hang on this side and it's an open hang on the other side. So I remove material above the contact on the closed hang and below the contact on the open hang. And that's to try to level it out. I like this. This is a nice little rasp. Really cheap little rasp. I think I got like 4 of them for 15 bucks. Hey, Urban Lumberjack, have you noticed changes with the market because of the tariffs and stuff? I haven't checked anywhere really. But I'm sure a lot of companies like bought a large supply before tariffs were enacted, if they could. Interestingly, I heard about the lumber industry and how they work, and what they'll do is they'll order their lumber, right? Like if you're at a mill, or if you're not at a mill, you don't mill your own lumber, places will order it, and then it'll take like 9 months for it to actually get to you, or longer. 30% more expensive, lots taken off the market. Wow. It's always difficult, you know. Maybe if something's good long term, someone still has to suffer short term. And I'm not saying the tariffs are good long term. I'm just saying in general. I don't really know enough to say either way. Yeah, I don't need the vise, you know. I don't need it. Just trying to even out these bulges now. I haven't even looked at the alignment of the sledgehammer. Like I haven't looked at to see if it's matched up. That's funny. Actually, let me see if one side fits better than the other. I can't even tell. Is this how you guys do it? Whatever side, whatever like orientation wants to go in further. It's like, oh, that's where it wants to be. Yeah, it just went down a lot more. Oh wow. So you could see this side has contact and this side does not. So this is the problem. This side is going to be a closed hang. This side is going to be an open hang. And that's just how that cookie crumbles. Bruce Almighty. Let's try this again though. It really does. Does anybody else do this? It helps to do this where you put it down and you kind of angle it while you hit it to try to get it to seat how you want it. It's just, you know, once the tongue starts sticking out, it's ineffective. Unless you kind of like prop it up on it. Wow, that was really dumb. Unless you prop it up on the side. Yeah, let's move everything that's expensive. Or, well, valuable. That spokeshave isn't expensive. Well, I didn't pay a ton for it, but it's pretty valuable. All right. Drop this down. So it's almost closed up. Let's see how much tongue. So we're pretty much at the top, and it's still gonna angle down on this side. Let's see if it's correct. It's still not correct. So what I'll do is I'll try to do it like this. I know that's a little dangerous for my vise, but oh well. I think that might have got it. Yeah, that's good. Okay. I think we could probably finagle it to straight when we get to that point again. Now let's see how it goes. Let's see how this thing swings. I know you guys said something. Let me check what you guys said. Tweak the handle. Yep. Yes, I did, sir. Oh, yeah. That's feeling nice. You know, I see Buck and Billy Ray he twists his handles in a vise. I guess you'd have to like hold onto it on both ends to make it twist the way that I need it though. Not side to side, but pole to pole kind of thing. Or bit to pole when it comes to an axe. Yeah, I need it to twist. Not anymore, it's pretty straight now. I'll show you. Yeah, it's pretty good. I'm liking it. You know, I could go use this right now, as is. You don't really need a wedge, but let's see how much space. Good enough, it's a sledge, exactly. Good enough, it's a sledge. Doesn't need to be perfect. Oh, what did I see? Where did you get your vise, and what kind is it? Okay, let's talk about that. So, this is a Colombian. I got it at the flea market, my local flea market, and I got a really good deal on it. It's a 4-inch jaws, and actually, funny enough, I got a couple of good deals. So let's take a look at these. I think we'll call it quits on the sledge. I'll maybe finish that on a video, but I do want to show like wedging. I do think all that stuff is important, very important. So just make sure you have some light. So here's a woodworking vise from another Colombian. This one's kind of a lower end, I think. Not the highest end, but you know, it would work nonetheless. I just don't have a bench for it really. I was thinking maybe one day I can make a low bench for it, but I don't do a ton of fine woodworking where it would make sense for me to put it on the end. You know? Okay, so now we got this one. Oh, I didn't even know this. This is not a 4-inch. So this is a Craftsman, and you can get these pretty cheap online. I actually looked. These are pretty common. Now let me check this because it doesn't look like 4 inches. It looks like 3.5 or something about that. That's weird. That's not a nice round number. That's very strange. Can you guys see that? I've never seen this before. Have you guys seen this? Actually, you know what I have? I have seen this. I think I saw like a 6.25 inch before. So I guess it's not that crazy, but it's not 3. It's not 3.5. It's not 4. All right. All right, guys. I think we're going to call it a day. Let me do some sign-off material here. say goodbye, say hello and goodbye, because you haven't seen my face this whole time. I'm trying to, oh, I can't, oh, there it is. I've been looking at Harbor Freight carpenter vise. The Doyle one looks really nice. I saw you had a carpenter vise there, yeah. There's a vise destructive test vid, and Harbor Freight does well. Are you talking about Fireball Tools, Mr. Brian? Maybe I'll stay for a little while and we'll talk. Just regular, like regular folk. Oh, here's the camera. Right there. Yeah, you talking about Fireball Tools? Fireball Tools has some amazing videos. That guy's a real ace manufacturer. He's amazing. The blue one. Oh no, I was talking about the test. Were you talking about a test from Fireball Tools for the Harbor Freight? Probably not. But that guy's awesome. He made his own like high-speed belt grinder. He made his own vise that's incredibly strong, like 40,000 pounds of force you can use with this thing. Saw Harbor Freight had the strongest adjustable wrench, I think, through product form testing. Interesting. Oh no, Mr. Brian, I would never stop my. Nah, I just it's too much like moving around. I'll do that off camera, or I'll do that on a video maybe, but not on the live. I don't usually do a lot of work on the live, right? But I'd say for me, I did a good job of putting this together. It's essentially done. You don't really need a wedge when it's this tight, but obviously I wouldn't recommend, only for me. I don't need a wedge. If I wanted to use this, I could use it for 20 minutes. I'd probably be okay. But I would definitely check to see if it's creeping up every now and then. Project Farm. Never heard of Project Farm. Urban Lumberjack, what's going on with you, man? Have you is anything happening with the move, or I don't want to get too personal if you don't want to talk about it. All right, see you, buddy. Thanks for showing up and being Hawaiian. Guam's not a Pacific island, is it? I don't know geography. Nice fit there. Looks really good. Thanks, buddy. Yeah, so this is the best, by far the best sledgehammer handle I've ever felt. It came with this 6-pound plumb, and I had to copy it. I just had to copy it. Here, let me actually, I know what to do here. Aha. Aha. Check this out. Beautiful little 6-pound sledge. And the handle is tremendous. It has a taper all the way up to here, and then it gets fatter again, and I kind of messed up that area. But it doesn't matter. It looks ugly, though. It doesn't look ugly. Let me see what you said, Urban Lumberjack. I had the same question for Urban Lumberjack. Oh, okay. Sold our house here. Closing on a house in Green Bay. Oh, you going to be a big cheese person now? Can't wait to get settled again, have time and space again to work in the shop. Looking for a little piece of land to grow into outside the city. Excellent. I don't know about Green Bay very much. Oh, see you, Robert. See you, bud. Have a nice dinner. Yeah, I don't know too much about Green Bay, the area. I know a little, Chicago, but that's not Illinois, so yeah, it's Wisconsin, right? I did just ask somebody from Guam if that's a Pacific island. You can't blame me, all right? I'm not geographical. I'm so bad with directions. I get so nervous. Like if I'm hiking, if I'm in the woods, I need a trail badly. I can't bushwhack or whatever they call it. They have a great football team. Yeah, they got the Lambeau Leap. They got a good football team too. Sorry. Go Birds. I think the Packers tried to ban the tush push. I don't know if you guys know about this, but there's this play in football that the Eagles are amazing at, where they push the quarterback into the end zone. Like someone will get behind them. like a running back, and push them. And I think a lot of teams tried to ban it, and they only needed 8 to say don't ban it, and it hasn't been banned this year. I think Green Bay might have been one of those teams. So I have a little bit of a grudge with the Green Bay Packers right now. I like this. This is nice that I can like stand up. I usually sit down and talk on these lives, but this is good. I like this. Let me see if I can fix this light a little. Yeah, let me. Should I do some show and tell before we go? Oh yeah. Look at this. It's one of the coolest axes I own. This is a 2-piece rafter. Actually, it's a 3-piece rafter. Look at that hardened pole. The biggest pole I have on anything, and it's only 3 pounds. So very uncommon. I've never seen a rafter with such a big pole that's this light. And honestly, I don't see a lot of 3-pound rafters anyway. It's not very common. Let me move this. Let me bring you guys up to my speed. There we go. Now I'm feeling. Do you guys know about camera angles? Like if something is above you, it makes you look kind of like small. If it's below you, it makes you look like powerful and stuff. So I just want to be eye level with you guys because we're equals. We are equals, okay? Move that. Okay, that's good. See the baby food? See the baby food? Some nails and stuff in the little baby food bottles. Belts. Leather belt. I don't know why I'm acting like this is interesting. That's awesome. 3 pounds is an interesting weight for that. Is the pole hardened? Yes, it is. I believe the pole is hardened. The only reason why I think the pole is hardened is because it looks like it's a carbon steel addition. It looks like a 3-piece axe. You can see it's overlaid. I mean, look at that. It's beautiful. You could really, maybe you could tell a little more on this side. It's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, you can see the V. You can see it's overlaid steel. So the hardened steel is overlaid over the softer one. And then you can definitely see, I mean, maybe I'm crazy, but it very much looks like a 3-piece axe to me. And because it's like very undamaged, there's no mushrooming, I would imagine this is hardened as well. What else we got? Oh yeah, this was supposed to be for a gift axe. This is a piece of black locust, and I just wasn't liking what was coming out of it. And you could see there's less material below here, so I have to be really careful with this. I might just make it a hatchet, kind of a straight handle hatchet, although there's a lot of material here. That's a lot of width, so I could probably make a slight curved handle. I think I've shown you guys this. This is my TWCA cam, Tuka cam. Really cool. Very, very sharp. And this is the correctly made kind where you can actually sharpen it within like a week. The reason why is because there's a concave in the middle. So to sharpen it, all you got to do is set your, whatever it is, your sandpaper, your ceramic rod. You set it on both facets or both bevels, and you just go straight. And you get the whole thing. It's kind of, here, I'll actually show you. I forget which one is smoother. I just heard a weird noise. Might have been my nose. That's all you do. Isn't that nice? So it does the work for you basically. There's no guessing game, and you don't sharpen the convex side. You sharpen the concave side. Yeah, it is. It's really great for a hook knife. Tuka cam is just a huge hook knife. I made this handle a little too big. It's a little too fat. I could always thin it down. I just haven't. I haven't been doing a lot of spoon carving lately. But one day I'll probably take it down. This is actually a nice piece of pin oak. The light is a little bright. Maybe you could see a little better. Yeah, I don't know. Here, let me turn this brightness down. That's a little better, maybe. Oh yeah, look at that little. I've always wanted a laser pointer to point things out. It's a nice piece of pin oak, but pin oak is really porous, so the pores are very large. You can see the paint. This is when I used to paint my end grain. Oh boy. Yeah, you can see a little bit of green paint left. This is the longest live I've done before, by the way. I know Urban Lumberjack has been looking at systems for sharpening. This is really a dumb one. It's just a wooden base with holes put in it at an angle. So who knows how accurate this is? Not that it really matters. Oh wow, what's going on here? Doesn't even fit. I'm a little scared to push it in. I'll show you guys. Why does it feel so weird? I don't want to break these. Anyway, that's the gist. And it's definitely wrong. It's definitely. So this is 25 and the other one was 20 supposedly. I've never used it this way because unless you're like sharpening a Japanese chef's knife, even then they don't measure the angle. They just do it by hand. I don't measure bevels with some kind of graded angle or anything. I just go to town and if it's too keen, I just hopefully can set it more steep and vice versa. This is a little annoying though. This lid. I just kind of keep the screw slightly slightly. Isn't that funny? I mean, you know what I could do? I could put a little magnet in here in both sides. That would actually be a nice idea. Anyway, it's Lansky. Oh yeah, I do want to talk about that. I hate this thing. I hate it with a passion. I hate the Lansky puck. That's a really nice feature to sharpen that looks really useful. You like that? Yeah, I'm just not into those like guided angle things, but I hate this puck so much. This is what I started with. Man, I would much rather tell someone to learn files than use this piece of crap. I hold the ceramic and run the blade against it. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that makes sense. What kind of blades are you talking about, Mr. Brian? Like just a knife, regular pocket knife? Instead of the Lansky puck, I just do the Skill Colt thing and I cut this. I don't really remember why it broke off. Probably got lazy. I probably got really annoyed how long the hacksaw was taking, so I just broke it off. But yeah, this is a better puck in my opinion. All blades. Oh, okay. Urban Lumberjack. Did you see Mr. Brian's new Timber Pilot? His new axe from Casterman. Man, is it a beauty! It's really nice. Honestly, I don't know if it's I know it's like racing axe inspired, but it doesn't have a little more pull than most racing axes, or at least Tasmanian patterns. To be honest, that makes me happy. I like axes with bigger pull. It's my type of thing. Let me see if I can find some more stuff for you guys to enjoy with me. Oh, here we go. I reshaped this handle a little bit. Not sure if it's better. I don't know if I made it better. Oh, okay. Yeah, Mr. Casterman is, I don't know why I'm calling him Mr. Casterman. Casterman, well, you did. So I was just repeating that. But Casterman really makes some amazing stuff. And I can't believe I hadn't checked out East Coast Lumberjack yet. Is his name Rod Cumberland? Man, what a great channel, a wealth of knowledge. Clearly a guy that has a lot of experience with timber, riving, making axes, making handles, and then timber sports. Really, all those things. I love all those things. So I was really excited to dig into his videos, and great stuff. But here's my Tramontina 18-inch. Before I had an axe, I had machetes, and I've probably had this for, you know, a decade or more. I'll show you what kind of edge I have on it. It looks like a little secondary bevel, but I don't know if you guys do this. Now we're woodsmen. We're not really, you know, we don't really mess with machetes much because timber is not, you know, light machetes are not for timber. But if you guys have a machete, did you sharpen the dull edge on the front? I didn't do it. I just don't need it. Yeah, rod is awesome, and so are machetes. They're good. They're, you know, if you're ever dealing with vines and stuff and greenbriers, that's a nice thing to have. But if you didn't know, greenbrier tips are actually a delicious edible. They're kind of like asparagus. Very nice. So I kind of, when I see a greenbrier tip, I'm kind of like, I don't need to cut you guys that much. I mean, you're pretty tasty. But yeah, they spread pretty fast. If you don't know what greenbriers are, the thorns, the vines with thorns on them. But you know what? Let's do a little carving. Not like a lot, but let's see what this machete's talking about. Let's see what I can do. Yeah, let's go beyond its capabilities and let's try black locust. So I'm going to try to be fair. I'm going to try to be fair, and I'm going to use a very small hatchet. This is like a 1-pound hatchet. It's a beautiful little stiletto. I don't know if you guys could see the branding up top, but it's a very little hatchet, and I just honed it yesterday. Just polished it yesterday. It's got a mulberry handle, and this is kind of like my fine carver. Like if I want to do something kind of delicate, almost like a knife. I almost use this like a knife. So I think it would make sense to compare this to a machete. It won't stick because I polished it. All right, so let's do a little machete work first. I'm just checking where I can actually. Whoa, that was a big chunk right there. That's nice, not too shabby. Doesn't really, you guys ever smell dry timber? Doesn't have much of a smell. All right, so we kind of figured out what this can do. It's kind of difficult to use. The edge angle is a little goofy. But, you know, that was actually not that bad. If you had to, you could use that. So this is not heavy duty, this right here. But we'll go down on the handle so we got as much power as we can get. Where do I want to, yeah. Oh, it's night and day, guys. It's night and day. So, I do want to say, this is the angle they gave me, pretty much. So maybe I can make it more keen. I wouldn't really want to do that to this, though. I wouldn't want to make it more fragile. But yeah, this is a hatchet designed for carving, sorta. And wow, it's a lot better at carving wood. Big surprise, right? I just tore out so much wood. That was probably dumb. This will be for a hatchet, it's okay. I should be okay. Try to make it so there's no tear out. Slicing cuts. Alright. We had a little experiment. We did some sledgehammer making. That was a fun live, guys. Thanks for coming and meeting me halfway. I'm a big boy. I just thought of the measurement of halfway, and I thought of how large I am. It's almost like I'm taking up more space than half. So meet me 3/4 of the way there. I'll meet you 3/4. You meet me 25%. All right. Thanks for coming. Thanks, Urban Lumberjack. Thanks, Brian Two Bears. Thank you, Raw Axes. Robert. Let me just go through everyone. I like doing this. I know there's some people I missed. Axeman, Knife Man. What a name, right? The C&B Experience. Raw Axes. Did I say him already? Axe and Tool. So thanks, everybody. And thank you to everybody just in the community that makes awesome videos that I watch, because I watch a lot of the Axe videos too. That's it. Goodbye.